Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of April 8th through April 12th. Where in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan, we'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also look at dividend payers and talk about some additional option strategies to generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to watch to set up. So let's get started. Welcome, Gerald Fitz. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for April 8th through April 12th. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. You can find a direct link to this Google document in the description box below. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, the tools and resources we use to select and manage our top swing trading stocks to watch. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled April Showers in the Markets, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, our trading strategies, trading ideas for the trading week of April 8th through April 12th. We keep all of our notes for our weekly trading game plans in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 as well as previous weeks, and you can find a direct link to that publicly accessible Google Drive folder also in the description box below. Welcome the Crow, Ricky Khan. Thank you all for joining us today. Hope you all are doing well. So firstly, we'll go over some of our trade updates for this week. Then we'll look at those charts for these trades in Webull. So firstly, we went long on GDXD. GDXD is a short on gold miners. It's an inverse leveraged ETN on gold miners. We've been watching this and we've talked about this for a couple weeks. We saw that big surge in gold. I was a little bit early, as you'll see. We entered on 4.2 at 308. Again, we saw gold surge. I thought we were going to get more resistance at 2300. It looked like it was rolling over, as we saw yesterday, and then it surged up through 2300. Looks like it is headed towards 2350. And we'll see if we get a rejection, some resistance from 2350, or if it surges even higher, as we discussed yesterday. So you can also hear our discussion of the various ETFs you can use to short gold. We selected GDXD. I know other people like Dust. We saw Dust yesterday. Looks like it's got a little bit more attractive risk reward right now. So this is our idea. And again, I was a little bit early, but we'll wait for a correction or rejection in gold, and then we'll take profits in GDXD. Secondly, we got stopped out of we've had this position in JYNT. This is a chiropractic care facility. We got in, and then they came out with some bad news. So we were in at 1287. It finally was popping up and showing a profit recently. So I put a stop in. I actually had to stop it at a little bit above break even. But as we'll see, it gapped down through my stop, and I got stopped out at 1270. So I suffered a small loss with about a negative 1%, 1.3% ROI, or about 2.2% monthly ROI. And I want to look at that and point out how illiquid, choppy stocks, there's some risk that it will gap through your stop, and you might suffer a loss, even though again, I thought I would break even or get a small profit and ended up with a small loss. So congratulations if any of our fellow BeachBum traders profited on this swing. Again, there were several times when it was in profit, and hopefully you were able to make a profit on JYNT. Welcome LinkedIn, Logan Flips. Thank you for joining us. Hope you all are doing well. Nextly, TSLY. TSLY is the yield max monthly dividend payer on Tesla. We had entered a position on TSLY on March 13th at 1581. We got stopped out right before the ex-dividend date, which was 4/4. We got stopped out on 4/1 at 16/01 for a small profit. So we got a ROI of about 1.3, equates to a monthly profit of 0.2. We did miss out on that April dividend, but then as we'll see, Tesla took a significant drop, particularly on Friday with that false news that they were stopping their low-cost EVs, and we'll see, it did rebound a little bit, but not back to where it was. Also, want to point out some information about looking at the drops on ex-dividend dates. So we'll look at TSLY. We are going to be looking at opportunities to get back into TSLY when Tesla kind of bottoms, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes as well. Bonjour, smoked tuna, comment allez-vous? Je parle un peu français, mais n'est pas bien. J'étudie en Caen, in Normandy, à la university. So nextly, YCL. YCL is the long on the Japanese yen, leveraged long on the Japanese yen. Again, yesterday we saw the yen is looks like it's basing, looks like it's bottoming. We're looking for a swing back up in the yen, possibly some intervention by the Bank of Japan. So we went long on 4/2 at 23.27. Again, I have a tendency possibly to be a little bit early, and I was probably a little early on this. It dipped a little bit, and I think there's still good opportunity to go long the yen with YCL. And we'll look at that chart in a minute. Just a quick reminder, if you'd like to get notified when we enter or exit a trade, you can get real-time notification of our trades by joining our Patreon. And I post our trade entries and exits to our Patreon family as quickly as possible. Then they also get posted in a couple channels in our Discord that our Patreon members have access to. The first is a Thinkorswim price alerts channel. So I also have automated price alerts set up in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted in this Thinkorswim channel, so we can see when YCL hit its 52-week low, when TSLY again breached its 52-week low again. So those get posted in the Thinkorswim alerts channel. If I follow that up with an actual trade, then I'll reply there. You can see when we got stopped out of TSLY, so I'll reply to that in the Thinkorswim channel. If it's a trade not related to a Thinkorswim alert, like when we went long GDXD, then I post that the trade alerts channel in our Discord, so you can see when we went long on GDXD. We also have a channel in our Discord that has automated real-time alerts when stocks are moving up, breaking out, near our price targets, etc. And you can hear how you can get alerted when stocks are moving, breaking out near our price targets via the bonus link to that video in our notes. And if you would like to get that real-time automated alert information, you can get that also by joining our Patreon. So we can see in the alerts channel. It's a great way to watch, movements in the real-time movements in the market, sector rotations, rollovers. So if you see a bunch of the short leveraged ETFs start moving up, that tells you, your oil moving down, tells you, what's going on, trends in the market in near real time. So again, if that would help you make money trading, help you in your trading career, you can get all that information by joining our Patreon. Again, I don't recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of trades, but again, if this helps you make money, helps you succeed in your trading career, you can get those alerts by joining our Patreon. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll look at each of those trades in our in Webull. Welcome, Easy Mike. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. So again, here's our trade on GDXY. So we entered on the 2nd at 308. Again, we then saw that surge up in gold. So again, we're um, a little underwater on that right now, and we'll be waiting for a correction in gold. Again, this is a gold miners. It tends to lag the gold price a little bit. But again, well, I'll hold on to that and wait for a correction. Again, you can, there's still plenty of opportunities, but again, I would wait for a turn down in gold, confirmation of that turn. Again, yesterday we saw it look like it was rolling over and then turned around and surged up over 2,300 towards 2,350. So again, I'll hold on to that, wait for that correction, then I'll take profits, and we'll keep shorting the top until it finally does head back down. Here's this JYNT. Again, we held on to this for quite some time, waited for it to become profitable. We were in at 1280 or 1287. So you can see it was chopping above that a little bit. I was waiting for the to hold that support above there. So then I put my stop in, and then we got this significant gap down. So I got stopped out at a lower price than I had actually set the stop loss at, and suffered a slight loss versus having a break even or a slight profit. So again, I wanted to point out, the risk in some of these illiquid, very choppy stocks that, even though you put your stop in, I had my stop in at 1288 when it was holding that support, that pivot point level, and then it gapped down through my stop, and I ended up losing a little money. So again, I just wanted to use this as a lesson learned. So these choppy liquid stocks, you have some risk that's going to gap down right through your stop, and you may end up with a small loss. Again, if your stop is close, the loss will be small. But again, we see how choppy, how illiquid this JYNT is. So again, just be aware. Choppy liquid stocks, might want to set your stops a little higher, possibly. Here's TSLY. So this is the yield max on Tesla. So again, we had this back in March at 1581. It had started to climb up, so I put a stop in at 1601. So we made a little bit of a profit, and then let's see, 41. Let me zoom that out a little bit. So here we see it had been up in the low 16s, and then on 401 we had that drop, right at open. It seems like this tends to this tends to have these drops early in the day, or pops early in the day. So something also, the time of some of these trades I think is notable. So when that dropped, we got stopped out, took our profit. Then you can also see another thing I wanted to point out with this TSLY is on their ex-dividend date, it's going to drop equal to its dividend. And another thing with these yield maxes is they don't seem to pre-announce their dividend payment amount. I wish that they would, so you know how much to expect from a dividend. Also, you would know what to expect in terms of the dividend drop on the ex-dividend date, and then you can take advantage of those that drop more or less, than the actual dividend payment. I come to find out, I think this paid 70 cents, close to 80 cents. So if you get a drop more than the actual dividend payment, then that might be an opportunity. So then after that, with the news, bad news, false news on Tesla, we saw that, big drop. And so we're going to see, where it's going to go and look for another opportunity on TSLY. So again, we missed out on the dividend this month, but we probably saved some price appreciation profit. YCL getting the long on the yen. So we got in at 4.2 at 23.27. So again, probably a little bit early. It has been kind of oscillating around that level. You can see it doesn't move a whole lot. It's also pretty illiquid and choppy. So again, just be aware, be careful with this. It doesn't trade a whole lot, and when it does, it can gap up and down a significant amount. So again, I'll have to be a little careful with where I put my stops and make sure we can protect our profits when we get in profit. Again, we're waiting for the yen to swing back up. Not a whole lot of price appreciation in this, so again, I'd like to see a significant swing back up into this 27 area, and then we'll probably, take our profits. So I hope that all helps. So next we'll look at our top swing trading stocks to watch list, go through the updates in our notes, and then we'll look at them also in our watch list Google Sheet and in our Webull. Let me grab a quick drink and we'll look at those. Welcome, Born to Be Free, Alan Krantz. Thank you all for joining us today. Okay, so our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Here's what we have currently, our updates for this week. We still got oil. We looked at natural gas prices yesterday. It does look like it's slowly creeping up towards 2. If we do get a correction back down, we might take another scalp swing position in oil. Again, looking for that bottom around 152. We'll probably get some resistance around $2. Again, you can day trade, short-term trade natural gas with oil, long, cold, short. Again, if you're more nimble than I am. I'm going to take FAZ out of our watch list. This is the bear, the short on the financial sector. We're currently long on FAZ. It has run up a little bit, so FAS rolled over. XLF, which is the financial sector, and so FAZ looks like it's headed up. Again, we'll hopefully get more of a correction in the financials and be able to take some profit in FAZ. Again, you can hear our video on ETFs to trade the financial sector via the link in the notes. Talked about GDXD. Again, you can hear our video on ETFs used to short gold. Pick the one you like the best. Has the risk-reward profile and the characteristics you like. HIMX, again, semiconductor, Taiwanese semiconductor company. We've been watching and we've discussed the past couple weeks, so you can hear our thesis on HIMX Technologies, HIMX. I thought we might get a dip on that earthquake in Taiwan, and it didn't really dip much, but it does seem like it's slowly coming back down, as we'll see. So we're still looking for an opportunity to long HIMX. I took MP Materials out of our watch list as it already ran up. I guess Easy Mike was talking yesterday, past couple days. I guess you have a position in MP. Hopefully you caught that. Bounce back up. They got some positive news. I think it was a defense or a government contract for rare earth materials. So again, you can hear why we like MP. I think it's in our shopping list, so we can watch it. And yeah, it's in our shopping list, so we can continue to watch this in the shopping list sheet in our watch list Google sheet. See if we get a dip to buy an MP at any point. Talked about TSLY. Again, you can hear our thesis on why we like TSLY via the link to that bonus video in the notes. And we will, as we'll look at, I've also got Tesla TSLA in Webull, so we can watch for this 52-week low in Tesla as a determinant. But again, any kind of swing. Now Tesla's pretty volatile, so it's a little tricky to determine. It moves pretty quickly, so we'll be looking for a bottom of support in Tesla and then in TSLY to see if we can catch that one. We'll see if that news issue continues into next week, or it might bounce back up. Again, Tesla's pretty volatile, so have to be a little more nimble. And TSLY is kind of low volume, so it's a little tricky. So we'll also look at our watch lists in our new Google Sheet. And again, you can get access to our Google Sheet, which contains our top swing trading stocks to watch list, our bullpen, our shopping list, also a number of screeners via joining our Patreon. And you can hear how to use our new watch list Google Sheet via the links to several bonus videos here in our notes. Google Sheet gets updated at the end of each day with any changes to our watch list. And then if I make any subsequent changes, we also have a channel in our Discord accessible to our Patreons where I would post any further updates to our watch list in that channel in our Discord that our Patreons have access to. So you can see here's our top swing trading stocks to watch list Google Sheet. So you can see it also contains our price targets, risk reward profiles. You can see the current support to resistance risk reward profile, also the 52-week, also dividend information, optionality information, earnings reports, etc. So again, you can monitor these real time during the day. The white columns are based on Google Finance functions, so there's about a 20-minute delay. But again, you can see the trends, if they're moving up, moving down, what the risk reward currently is. So we can look at those charts of what's in our top swing trading stocks to watch list in Webull. So again, here's Boyle. Let me zoom that in a bit. So again, natural gas, long on natural gas. Again, you want to watch the natural gas price to determine the bottom. And again, 152 or so is the bottom on natural gas. So right now, this is a little bit bounced up a little bit. Bottom about 1204. We looked at GDXD. Again, continues to make new lows as the gold price continues to surge up. Here's HIMX, so HIMX Technology Semiconductors. So again, 527, 527, 522, recent lows. So it's also on the level 2, that 527 price seems to be a support level. So I'm just waiting for a dip to be able to catch that. Plenty of upside to the 6s and then, mid 6s. So again, we'll watch Tesla. Again, the recent low on Tesla, 160.51. Go farther back, about 152.37 is the 52-week low. So we'll see if Tesla tests that 52-week low. And if so, that would be the time to jump into TSLY. Probably corresponds to this previous support level at about 14.55. But again, it's going to deteriorate based on its dividends. So we can see there's the 4.4 dividend. So it was 68 cents. So a little less than previous. Previous was 81 back here. So it varies. And again, I wish they would announce that when they declare their dividend dates, but they don't. So next we'll look at our bullpen stocks. Let me grab a quick drink and we'll talk about our bullpen stocks. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, they're still offering 75 free fractional shares of stock if you deposit 25K or more. If you deposit less than 25K, you get 20 free fractional shares of stock, each worth $3,000 to $3,000. They're also, I believe, still offering up to a 4.5% match on contributions to an IRA. So great opportunity to get some free money if you're not already using Webull. If you'd use our affiliate link in the description box below, we would appreciate it. And you can get your free fractional shares of stock, matching for your IRA contributions, and also help support our BeachBum trading community, which we greatly appreciate. So if you're new to our community, the concept of bullpen stocks are ones that don't quite fit the criteria for our top swing trading stocks to watch setups yet, but it looks like they may in the near future. So we put them in the bullpen, revisit them periodically, and if their setup improves, then we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. So thank you, Ricky Khan, for that information. He says that the yield max we discussed announced the day before ex-dividend on their website. I'll have to check that again. I did check their schedule the day before the ex-dividend, and it didn't show the dividend amount, so I'll have to check that again. But again, thank you for that information. So here's our updates to our bullpen stocks, and we can also look at them in our tab in our Google Sheet. So CRT, Cross Timber Royalty Trust, we've been watching. We talked about they had some unusual expenses caused it to drop. It does look like it might be forming a support level bottoming out. You can hear our previous discussions on CRT. There's a monthly dividend payer on oil and gas. So again, if it establishes a bottom, a support level, we collect CRT both for the monthly dividend as well as a monthly, as well as price appreciation. Yesterday we looked at Europe, the FTSE Europe, and or the Euro Stocks Index. So it looks like it's rolled over. I thought about taking EPV as the short on Europe off as it's run up a little bit. But I think if we do get a retest of the recent high, might still be an opportunity to short the Euro stocks with EPV. So I left that on there. You can hear our discussion of ETFs to trade Europe via our previous video, the link to our previous video in the notes. You can also find it on our BeachBum Trading channel. Again, we use the EURL, which is the long, as the determinant of the resistance top point for going short on the Euro Stocks Index. Talked about the yen YCL. I've taken it off our watch list, but again, I think there's still an opportunity at the bottom of the yen. So if you haven't already gotten in long the yen, I think there's still opportunity to do so. You can hear our previous discussions, how to trade the Nikkei Japan. And again, our previous discussions the past couple weeks on the inverse correlation between the Nikkei and the yen. And our discussion yesterday about how that inverse correlation seems to have broken down. So I hope that all helps. Again, now you can see the risk reward profiles and the pricing information for our bullpen stocks, also in the bullpen sheet of our watch list Google sheet. So again, we can also watch these in real time during the day, see if they're approaching our price target. We see CRTs getting close, see the risk reward profile of our bullpen stocks. Also, if we look at them in Webull, so again, I'm using the online browser version of Webull. So here's CRT, that Cross Timbers Trust. So we see it dropped on that bad news on their excess costs. You see it pays about 20 cents, not a huge monthly dividend. So we're looking for more of a recovery back and then swing back up. And it looks like it's got plenty of upside, potential double. But again, near term, we want to see it establishing a bottom. It does look like it's gotten support, so this 1248 level looks like it's popped up a little bit. Again, somewhat illiquid, choppy. So again, have to be a little careful with it with these gaps. Again, EURL is the long on the Europe. We see its 52-week high was 27.05. It's since rolled over. Looks like it could break down further. If so, we'll probably take EPV off of our watch list. But if we do get a quick retest of that 52-week high, then we would go long on EPV. You see the low is 770, 763 or so. Okay. Another one that popped up in our screening that I wanted to spend a little bit of time on, do a quick due diligence on, is the CRNC. So we'll look at this in FinBiz, and we'll also look at this in ChartMill. So it's a technology software company. So just a quick reminder, you can find links to the tools and resources we use on our homepage in the links section. So our homepage is beachbumtrading.com. So if you go down to trading tools, we can get the link to FinBiz. There's the link to ChartMill. So we look CRNC and FinBiz. Let's see what they do first. So you see it's an artificial intelligence company, virtual assistants for mobility and transportation. So I thought this was pretty interesting. Core technologies, professional services, voice mobility. So this was interesting. I believe they are profitable. So let's go to their quarterly. So you see their net income is recently positive, EBITDA is positive, EPS is now positive. So this looks like a turnaround, as well as being an AI play and probably an under the radar AI play. And we can see, it's oscillating around this multiple bottom. They reported a very positive beat estimates, reported positive earnings back in February. Positive earnings, although they missed the estimate back in November. So again, looks like it's forming a nice multiple bottom. Got plenty of upside, up into the low, mid 30s. So nice potential upside. Looks like it's around this previous low. So that looks pretty good. This is showing an income that's negative. So again, might be that most recent quarters when they finally went positive. It is optionable. 40 million shares. Average trading volume about 500K. So not too bad. Not a lot of discrepancy. Not a lot of debt. So again, this one looks kind of interesting, again, as a potential under the radar AI play. So if anyone in our community has further experience, knowledge of CRNC, please let us know. What do you think of it? Is this a good AI play, under the radar, diamond in the rough AI play? Should we add it to our watch list, etc.? Good morning, Danelle D. Thank you for joining us. So if we look at CRNC and Chartmill, we see right now it's very positive setup. So again, this might be one that we should add to our watch list. Valuations above average, profitability is a little low, growth about average, health's a little low. So let's look at the fundamentals. And this looks about the same. It's in Massachusetts, so it's a U.S. company. Fundamentals 4 out of 10, so a little low. Again, valuation's pretty positive, growth positive, profitability's a little low, health's a little low. Again, you can look at this in more detail. I put the link to this profile in the notes. Solvency, Altman Z is a little low, so that's a little bit of a risk. Possible risk of raise, risk of bankruptcy. So again, that may be a concern. It might be worth doing a quarter's cash flow positive analysis on CRNC using our due diligence sheet. So maybe I'll do that as well at some point. We look at the technical analysis. It's currently getting a technical rating of only 1 out of 10, but it's getting a setup of 8 out of 10. So again, this looks like a good swing play. Again, a little concerns over their Altman Z score, their solvency score, but again, potential swing trade, scalp trade, and with the AI theme, with the AI FOMO. Again, I'd love to hear your feedback, what you think of CRNC, if you have any experience with it, if you think we should add it to our watch list, and why or why not. Just quickly, we can look at our shopping list stocks in our Google sheet, but I'll just go quickly through this. Concept of our shopping list is, when we get an opportunity, you always want to have your list of stocks to watch, to scoop up when you get an opportunity, be it an overreaction to earnings or an overreaction to the markets. Like we saw on Thursday with the Kashkari comments and the turmoil in the Gulf. Again, we always recommend you have your shopping list of stocks ready. However, we also recommend you beware of zombie stocks, those that are losing money. Again, we've still got high interest rates, higher for longer. Now they're talking we might not get any cuts this year, possibly. So those zombie stocks, zombie companies are going to be under extended pressure. So again, not financial advice. We're not financial advisors. All of our content is for education and hopefully some entertainment purposes only. But again, we recommend staying away from zombie companies, zombie stocks, zombie ETFs. I'll come back to our due diligence, our biotech due diligence sheet if we have time. I want to do some further analysis of MEEP that we've talked about before. So you can hear our previous analysis of MEEP. This keeps coming up in my queries. So is a one that a biotech that's potentially interesting. We previously did the quarter's cash flow positive analysis on MEEP. So again, you can see that in the link to the bonus video in the notes. And again, if I have time, I'd like to come back and look at further information like the catalysts on MEEP and see if this is worth watching. Okay, let me grab a drink and we'll look at our dividend payers. So if anyone has any dividend paying stocks you would like to look at in our dividend payers Google sheet, you can please throw those up in the chat and we'll take a look at those as well. Okay, just a quick reminder, you can get access to our Dividend Payers Google Sheet 24/7 by joining our Patreon. You can use our Dividend Payers Google Sheet to create your own schedule, dividend paying income. We have a whole series of videos on how to find the best dividend paying stocks, how you can use our Dividend Payers Google Sheet to find those that fit your risk reward profile, your income desires, requirements. So again, you can have access to this Google Sheet via joining our Patreon. I don't really have any additions this week, so I'll just quickly look at some of the commonly interesting ones and ones we're already holding. So we are still long on APLY. So we've collected a couple months worth of dividends. You see it pays about 40 cents, 38 cents. So we've got a couple months of this waiting for Apple to swing back up, and then we'll take our profits, scalp out of APLY. But in the meantime, we've collected a couple months worth of dividends. I don't like big lots as they're losing money. While we're talking about, and we were talking about the yield maxes, so just another note is you can find a number of the other yield maxes in the add tab, so you can just do a find for yield max. I've been looking at several of the other Magnificent 7 type yield maxes as we got that dip on Thursday. So do a find for yield max. Again, you can see their current risk reward profile. So I've been looking at the FBY on Meta, looking Google one, doesn't have a lot of history. This OARC might be interesting if ARK-K comes down. So again, you can see the current risk reward profiles for those in the add tab. Again, the dividend information may not be current as I'm not automatically updating them, but the white columns with the Google Finance functions, get updated automatically. So again, I've been looking at several of these others to see if any of those become attractive. If we get dips in some of the other Magnificent 7 mega cap techs, they might become attractive. We might take a look at those. Also, you can find the link to the distribution schedule for the yield maxes in the reference sheet. So this is just the overall schedule for when they go ex-dividend. So we can see the next ex-dividend date on the yield maxes is 5/6. And then you can look at their individual ETFs to see their distribution schedule. So if we look at TSLY, we can see, it paid 68 on 4/3. So again, I don't see any future dates yet. And I don't think that showed on 4. And they might have posted it later on 4/3. I might have just missed it. So again, you can always access that information in the reference sheet in our Dividend Payers Google Sheet as well. Some others of interest. This is, I've looked at that, and it's a REIT that's losing money, so I don't like that one. Here's Hershey. I don't know if Easy Mike's still got any Hershey left. IEF and IEI are pretty stable bond-based dividend payers, so if you're looking for dividends based on stability, those might be interesting. Iridium loses money. We are still long land, so we've collected a couple months of dividends. We're just waiting for that to become profitable. And then again, we're looking for that more for price appreciation, but in the meantime, it's lowering our cost basis slightly with their dividends. So again, we're still long land. Leg loses money. Always, JEPI, JEPQ are popular, but they're pretty high. Keep looking at those. They're in our shopping list as well. LTC, it's also in our shopping list. So we have several other REITs, and LTC looks like it's starting to get close to our price target. Might be or close to its 52-week low. That one might be interesting in the near future. We watch Pfizer's another dividend payer that's coming down might be interesting. Talked about OARC. So again, if Pfizer comes down a little bit more, that might be interesting. Again, the net yield's pretty low because the performance has been poor so far this year. Then again, we've got TSLY. TLT's been coming down, so this TLTW is popping up as being possibly attractive. So looking for, bottom in TLT. So if the bond yields keep going up, prices keep going down, either TLT or TLTW might be attractive. And then here's TSLY. So again, we're looking for a bottom to get back into TSLY, but now we've got, almost a month. So no rush. Just checking the chat, see if anybody's got any other tickers for dividend payers you want to look at. I'll leave this up for a minute. Okay, and then we'll talk about some our option strategies. Grab a quick drink. Okay, we also use a couple option strategies to generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to watch to set up. We sell covered calls against our positions when they're going up, buying back when they're coming down, sell puts when stocks are going down, in our case, cash secured puts, and our retirement accounts, and then buy them back when they're going back up. And we use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to help us identify opportunities for when to sell cash secured puts and buy them back. So, and you can also get access to this puts ROIC Google Sheet by joining our Patreon, the all access or VIP level. So now with the VIX, it's slowly starting to creep up. We got it up into the 15s, quick pop in the 16s. So some of these premiums are starting to become more attractive. So you'll see I've added a number of stocks to our research sheet to get the options information on these. They popped up in this options ROI tool. So at the end of each day, I go through this option seller ROI tool and our puts ROIC Google Sheet and see if there's anything we want to add. We have automated systems which then go collect this options data, and then we can see what the ROIC, the return on capital, is for these various stocks. So I want to quickly go through the ones that we've added, and then I have another one that's kind of interesting we might want to quickly look at in a little bit more detail. So I added Levi at 13. I added it for the January 2025 strike. Possible, look like it might give us a possible premium, good ROIC. This is market access. This popped up, so I added that at the 200 strike just on a monthly basis. We'll see if that's of any interest. OGN's a drug manufacturer. I think we've looked at them before, so I added them at the $10 strike. Sam Adams, beer company, they've been coming down. I'm not real sure if I want to pursue that, but it has come down quite a ways. Looks like the premiums might become attractive. That's in the near future. Again, that's one that's real questionable. And then the last one is this YOU, and I want to look at that a little more detail about someone pointed this out. And this might be one we also want to add to our database and watch. So I added it at the 1413 strike for January 25. It's got some interesting strike prices. So I do want to look at that YOU. Again, just a reminder, if you want, first we have a whole series of videos on how to use this puts ROIC Google Sheet, so you can hear that that series of videos, Option Strategies for Beginners, via the link in our notes or also in our BeachBum Trading channel. We also have videos on how to use options in our options playlist, so recommend you view those as well. So again, here's our puts ROIC sheet. You see on the main watch list sheet, we also have Tesla, so that's another option for trading Tesla. The ROIC is not super high at 150 yet, but it is going up. So that would be another option to play Tesla. In addition to the TSLY, we could also sell cash secured puts if the ROIC gets 5% or more. There aren't a whole lot of others that are showing 5% or more right now, but they are somewhat going up. So with the increase in the VIX, so some are popping up as over $100 in value. So if any of these are of interest to you, UAL, I do have a sell out at like $4.95 or something, and it just hasn't approached that yet. So ROIC is still low. But again, some of these ROICs are improving. Again, if you'd like us to do research on a put, just let us know the symbol, the strike price, the expiration date. I can plug it into our Google Sheet and our automated systems and collect the data on those options for you, and then it'll update in this Google Sheet. So again, I wanted to look at this YOU. So again, you can look at the profile, the chart for stock in the link in the comments section. You see this is a technology software company. Let's look at their profile real quickly. Biometric identity verification. So that's kind of interesting. So it sounds like they use it in airports, etc. Travel, Clear brand. I've heard of them. I think I saw one in the Miami airport at one point. Looks like they've been making money for a couple of years. So that's positive. EPS has been positive for a couple of years. Look at their quarterly. So net income's positive, EBITDA's positive, EPS. So again, they're making money, so I like that. Again, you can see it's a little bit high right now. Does pay a dividend. Looks like that was a special dividend. 89 cents, so quarterly. Looks like they're combining a special dividend with a regular dividend about quarterly. So again, it's a little high right now, so maybe not time to watch this right now. And that's why I put it in the special mentions section. Actually, I put it in our puts, but I wanted to look at this in a little more detail. So maybe this is something we should add to our database. They're making money. 100 million outstanding shares, so not too tiny. Good volume, 1.5. It's optionable. Again, profitable technology company on biometrics, identity. So looks like it's got plenty of upside. Looks like it's just kind of oscillating around its moving average. So again, let me know if any of you have any experience with YOU, Clear Secure Inc. Have you traded it? What do you think of the company? So right now, we're putting it in our puts ROIC research, and I could buy a put down. I've got it at 14.13, which I've got it down here. 52-week low is 14.64. So the options, though, I think they're on 14.13, 15.13, etc. Out in January of 25. So plenty of lead time given it's up. We'll see if the premium on that improves. Right now it's not super attractive, but Smoke Tuna says lots of insiders selling above 20, so that's good information, good to know. So some resistance above 20. So again, if we get a sharp dip down, that might be an opportunity to sell some puts, at least make some money on some puts. So we'll see what the premiums come out to be if they improve. might be one of interest. So, and again, you can see the values for the others we've added in our puts, ROIC, Google Sheet, Levi, market access. So here's Levi again, no options selling at 13 right now. Market access 280, but the ROICs, not that attractive yet. OGN and SAM. OGN again, not terribly attractive right now. And SAM, we need to collect the data for at a 280 strike. So we'll see what that comes out to be, what kind of ROIC. Again, the capital requirements for cash secured puts pretty high. So again, you can also see if you're doing cash secured puts, what the capital requirements would be. So I'm not sure I want to tie up that amount of capital just to put a put on SAM. And I guess the GLP-1s are probably part of the cause for the decrease in SAM, and I think they missed on their last estimates. So we can always quickly look at that in VinBiz, but I won't do that right now. So again, if anybody else has any other feedback on YOU, should we add it to our database? Is that one worth watching going forward? Please let us know. Again, that was helpful information. Smoked tuna. Okay, so I've got a couple minutes. If anyone has a stock you want to look at, or a question, or a topic for discussion, we can do that. I think I'll put off my further research on MEEP to a future live stream, or maybe do that as a separate video. Given the time right now, let me grab a drink, and if anybody has a last minute question or stock to look at, please let me know. So if you're watching this after the fact, and you have any questions or stocks you'd like us to take a look at, please put it in the comments to this video or in our Discord. Our Discord is free to join. Other than the particular channels that I mentioned, all the other channels, we have channels for different trading styles, asset classes, etc. So we'd love to see you. Please join our Discord, participate actively with your fellow BeachBum traders. If you have a question or a stock you'd like us to look at, you can tag us in the Discord. We're BeachBum Trading, all lowercase, no other characters, numbers, etc. Also, you can always contact us via the links to our social media, which you can find on our homepage, beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. So again, you can always contact us via any of our social media sites. You can also find an invite to our Discord there, as well as in the description box below. We would also love your feedback on what we can do to improve our weekly trading game plan videos, any of our videos, our tools, our Google Sheets, etc., or any of our communities. Please let us know what we can do to add more value for all of our fellow BeachBum traders, as that is our objective. So we hope you like this content. We hope you'll smash the like button for us to try to help us get the YouTube algorithm to someday show us some love. We'd greatly appreciate it if you directly share our content, repost our content on your various social media sites. Again, our goal is to continue to build our BeachBum trading community for the mutual benefit of all of our fellow BeachBum traders. So we appreciate and we need your help in continuing to do so. So again, thank you for all your support and help and appreciation. And again, let us know what we can do to continue to improve. Otherwise, again, we hope you're subscribed to our BeachBum Trading channels, and we hope that you'll hit the bell notification. We try to release something pretty much every day, so please hit the bell icon with the all notifications. You'll get notified when we release subsequent videos throughout the week, and we hope you'll come back next weekend for our weekly trading game plans, 10 a.m. Saturdays and Sundays. So thank you to everyone again who joined us in the live chat and everyone who's watching after the fact. And we'll see you. Good luck and have a great trading week. Bye.